Okay, so here's the thing we're not considering.
Okay.
We're always like, Selena can't be the best assassin. What if all the other assassins legitimately suck?
And we're back with chapter 40, which I've already done my complaining about last time, about having to read it, so I won't start this one by complaining.
Thank you.
Because I promised God I wouldn't tell him... I promised God I wouldn't tell Maas how much I think that her book is up...
But I won't say that because I promised God I'd be good today.
Yeah. Alright. We got some stuff going on, so there might be some fainter audio with some people talking as they do things.
I literally just said that. I didn't record
it. I didn't record it. That was the sound test.
Fuck.
You can still peek the audio, though, so... Alright. Chapter 40. Selena stood before the caravans, watching as the tents were... also, fair warning, I destroyed my voice yesterday reading a great fic, so we'll see how this goes. Like, I was coughing and everything last night from irritating my throat. Selena stood before the caravans, watching as the tents were taken apart. Fortunate timing. She ran a hand through her unbound hair, scandalous, and straightened her brown tunic. Finery would have attracted too much attention, and even if... So did Philippa buy her...
Finery? Yes.
No, new things that weren't fine, like just drab things, or were these things she didn't destroy?
No, I think she got both.
She got both? Okay.
Man, it's so stupid. Like, that's not... Listen. From my understanding of the time frame, that's not how clothing walked these days. Poor Philippa staying up all hours of the night trying to take these stock outfits and tailor them to Selena. So selfish and self-centered of Selena, of course, that one.
Of course.
I expect nothing less from her.
Yes, she has no idea what goes on around her to allow her life to be exactly what she wants. I say to be her life exactly what she wants. It's clearly not exactly what she wants, but... the things she wants that she gets, she has no idea what it takes to get them. And even if it was just for an hour, she couldn't help but savor the feeling of anonymity, of blending in with the carnival workers. These people, she thinks she's blending in, meanwhile everyone can tell she's not she doesn't belong here.
Those damn eyes.
From the way she walks, from the way she talks. To have some sort of freedom to see the world bit by bit travel each and every road. Her chest tightened. People streamed by, hardly glancing at her as she made her way to the black wagon. This could easily be folly, but what harm was there in asking? If Yellowlegs truly was a witch, then perhaps she had the gift of sight. Perhaps she could make sense of the riddle in the tomb, so that Selena doesn't have to do any sort of investigatory or brain work for herself. She'll just outsource it. When Selena reached the wagon, it was mercifully devoid of patrons. Baba Yellowlegs sat on the top stairs, smoking a long-bone pipe whose bowl was shaped like a screaming mouth.
Whose bowl?
Bowl of the pipe. Mm-hmm. Pleasant. Come to look into the mirrors, she said, smoke spilling from her withered lips. Done running from fate at last? I have some questions for you. You and every other noble person I've met. Get out of here, wench. The witch sniffed at her, and Selena fought the urge to step back. You do indeed stink of questions, Imdash and the Staghorn Mountains. From Terracin, are you? What's your name?
Let me talk. Yellowlegs. Selena just stinks.
That's true. That's not the Yellow Mountains or whatever you called them.
Staghorn Mountains.
Staghorn Mountains.
Staghorn Mountains. God forbid tell us to never have anything that's not stag related.
Yeah. Selena stuck her hand deep in her pockets. Lillian Gordania. You're going to go to the witch with magic and be like, oh yeah, I can definitely lie to her and it won't, like, impact how this goes. I'm just saying, I feel like lying to the magic person who's going to, like, do some magic stuff probably isn't a great idea. Not in that, like, they might try and get retribution, but in that, you know, I'm not sure the magic will work.
It
started in a lie.
Honestly kind of stupid. It's just her plot armor that gets her through everything.
It is. The witch spat on the ground. What's your real name, Lillian? Selena stiffened. Yellowlegs crowed with laughter. Come, she cawed. Want to have your fortune told? I can tell you who you'll marry, how many children you'll have, and when you'll die. Ellipsis.
Finally.
If you're indeed as good as you claim, you know I'm not interested in those things. She hasn't read your fortune yet. She actually doesn't know what you're interested in.
She doesn't
you have to sit down.
She doesn't do any of this fortune-telling stuff for free.
Yeah, not even for her own casual interest, because she doesn't care. You'll know I'm not interested in those things. I'd like to talk to you instead, Selena said, flashing the 3 gold coins in her palm. Cheap goat, Yellowlegs said, taking another long drag from the pipe. That's all my gifts are worth to you. Perhaps this would be a waste of time and money and pride. So those were all incomplete sentences. The last 2 were incomplete sentences. And money and pride. Those were both incomplete sentences. Selena turned away with a scowl, shoving her hands. Those incomplete sentences are just like another evidence of how I feel like Maas is trying to, like, it seems like force the readers into a certain tone of reading with all the dashes and ellipses. And then what did I just call them? Incomplete sentences. Because it could have been commas. It's just, quit trying to force it so much. You can do it on occasion to, like, drive something home, but this, no.
Maas has to drive everything home.
She has to drive everything home. In the back of a van. Selena turned away with a scowl, shoving her hands into the pockets of her dark cloak. So before she shoved them into the pockets of her dress, I think, we definitely had her putting her hands deep in her pockets, it said. Selena stuck her hands deep in her pockets. So then she pulls out the gold, and now she shoves them back into her pockets. Wait, Yellowlegs said. Selena kept walking. The prince gave me 4 coins. She paused and looked over her shoulder at the crone. A cold, clawed hand gripped her heart. Yellowlegs smiled at her. He had such interesting questions, too. He thought I didn't recognize him, but I can smell Havillard blood a mile off. 7 gold pieces.
They say that. She says that. If that's true, this place should be stinking of Havillard blood.
It's everywhere.
So either she's like, man, this boy is extra stinky. Never mind, I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
The point being, listen, I'm sure it just means that you can tell when there's a Havillard.
There's a Havillard. It got worse.
But it seems like if you're like, oh, I can tell it by smell a mile away. That's like my threshold. If you're in the castle where there are many Havillards milling about, wouldn't the whole place stink like Havillard? So that your nose is already getting bombarded, so you can't tell when there's one in front of you, unless that Havillard is just extra stinky, you know?
It's true, yeah. You get used to a certain, like, base level, but when something gets close, you can tell the difference. Like, when I opened up
a cow,
that spoiled tofu, let me tell you, after a while, I couldn't smell it in the kitchen until I walked close to the trash can, and I was like, oh, no, I gotta get this out of here. So then I left, took that out, tossed it, and when I came back, I could still smell it all over the kitchen.
I was like, no.
Spoiled tofu, not great. It smelled very sulfurous.
No. Put that in your egg and smoke it.
Yeah.
7 gold pieces, and I'll answer your questions, Imdash, and tell you his.
She'd sell Dorian's questions to her, Imdash to anyone. That familiar calm went through her.
Beth. Look at how...
That's a very holy shirt.
I got one.
Holier than, nay, holier, holy as the plot. Holier than, nay, holy as. Holy ass. Ugh, the familiar calm. I'm sick and tired of this familiar calm. How do I know you're not lying? Yellowleg's iron teeth glinted in the light of the torch.
You don't.
It would be bad for business if I were branded a liar. Would it make you more comfortable if I swore on one of your soft-hearted gods? Or perhaps on one of mine?
Selena studied the black wagon, swiftly braiding her hair back. She's like, I came out with my hair loose, but now it's serious. Gotta braid it. She's just so stupid. One door, no back exit, no sign. How do you know there's not an exit on the other side? Are you like walking around the wagon, lady? No back exit, no sign of trick panels, no way out, and plenty warning in case someone came in. She checked her weapons, M-dash, 2 long daggers, a knife in her boot, and 3 of Philippa's deadly hairpins. More than enough. Is it more than enough, Selena?
Man, she's checking her weapons. So she's like standing in front of Yellowlegs, braiding her hair. Then she's like, boom, 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 boom. Because she's checking them. And
So also, were the hairpins just like, where her hair was loose, were the pins just like, I'm imagining, because they gotta be like bobby pins, right?
Bobby
Hairpins?
I would think it's more like a hair needle.
A hair needle? Okay.
That's what I imagine them as.
Okay. But I mean, it's like, it's a thin little thing.
Yeah.
It's not a barrette, which you might
Clip
use.
pin.
I mean, I guess you could use bobby pins to like hold back hair, but it's gotta really hold into something. So I'm not sure if you could just like put it into loose hair and expect it to hold up. Anyways, she should have just had her hair braided already. Make it 6 coins, Selena said softly, and I won't report you to the guard for trying to sell the prince's secrets.
Who says the guard won't be interested in them too? You'd be surprised how many people want to know what truly interests the prince of this realm.
Selena slammed 6 gold coins onto the step.
Show me his sword history.
Onto the step beside the tiny crone. 3 pieces for my questions, she said, bringing her face as close to Yellowlegs as she dared. The reek from the woman's mouth was like carrion and stale smoke. And 3 for your silence about the prince.
Man, why does she give a fuck?
Also, how is she going to enforce this silence? They're literally leaving. They are packing up to go.
Yellowlegs. Okay.
Okay.
I said I don't tell lies, not that I accept bribes, okay?
I don't tell lies, and if somebody asks me what the prince asked me, I'll say, you know what, I can tell you, you must pay for my services as always, but I can tell you, I will tell you no lies. No lies, none whatsoever. I'll tell you every dirty little secret.
Let's just say, your high prince, pretty freaky.
Pretty freaky. Yellowleg's eyes gleamed, her iron nails clicking together as she stretched out a hand to grab the coins.
Get in the caravan.
I'm just imagining it, the vehicle, a caravan, which I think, isn't that
That's like
an RV?
No, it's like a mobile home.
Okay.
Trailer home, there we go, trailer home. At least that's what the calendar looks like from, what is it called? Churchill?
Oh, Broadchurch?
Broadchurch. They have, like, the caravans where people, like, go on vacation to be on the beach and stuff, and they have a little, like...
Oh, right.
Trailer home.
The door behind her swung open soundlessly. A dark interior lay beyond. All right, ready? It's a dark interior, but ready? Ready? Speckled with patches of glimmering light.
Okay, whatever. Sure.
It's just the last time we had a dark. It was also then... Oh, but it's not just dark. A dark interior lay beyond, but Yellowleg snuffed out her bone pipe. At least she doesn't smoke indoors. She'd been hoping for this, M-dash, to get into the caravan and thus avoid having anyone see her with Yellowlegs. Oh, you've been talking plenty long. Everybody's seen you, girl. The old woman groaned as she stood, a hand braced on her knee.
Care to tell me your name now?
A chill wind blew from within the caravan, sliding along Selena's neck. Carnival tricks. Again, with the stupid writing things off so easily, despite all of this stuff going on, she just goes, oh no, it can't possibly be that. No, no, no. I'll ask the questions, Selena said, and stalked up the steps into the caravan, which ate her whole. Because she had more gold in her pockets, and it wanted it. This caravan is called Danger Caravan.
A lesbian caravan.
A lesbian caravan? You know it. Inside, there were a few measly candles whose light flickered.
We just live together.
Whose light flickered along row after row, stack after stack of mirrors. They were every shape, every size, some leaning against the walls, some propped against each other like old friends. All right, sure, use that metaphor. No, simile, because it said like. Right? That's the difference?
Pretty sure simile is like.
Yeah, okay. Some little more than shards clinging to their frames. And everywhere else, wherever there was a bit of space, were papers and scrolls, jars full of herbs or liquids, brooms, ellipsis, junk. In the gloom, the caravan stretched on much wider and longer than should have been possible. A winding path had been made between the mirrors, leading into the dark.
With Dorian's hoarding, she's like, whatever, it's books. With Baba Yellowlegs hoarding, she's like, this is junk.
It's junk. An old woman has it, it's junk.
A prince has it. Oh, he's so eclectic.
Leading into the dark, Imdash, a path that Yellowlegs was now treading, as if there was anywhere to go inside this strange place. This can't be real, Imdash. It must be an illusion of the mirrors. Selena glanced back toward the wagon door in time to see it snick shut.
What, is it bigger on the inside than on the outside?
That's literally what it just said.
Oh, it really said that?
Yes.
Oh, I totally wasn't listening.
Except Selena's out here going, oh, it can't be real. It's an illusion of the mirrors.
Which, I mean, you can do that. I watched a video about a book nook someone made that it was in 3 bends, but the 3 bends were like 7 feet long in total, and they used meals at the angles, so it looked like it was just going straight, like a straight alley that you could look into.
Yeah, but would you feel a breath of cold wind coming out from that 7-foot nook?
Only if there was a little guy in the nook who went... Ooh.
Hid him behind the mirror.
One-way meal.
To see it snick shut. Her dagger was out before the sound had finished echoing through the wagon. Ahead, Yellowlegs chuckled, lifting the candle in her hand. Selena would get eaten so fast. Just saying. Eaten. In her hand, its holder seemed to be shaped like a skull mounted on some sort of longer bone. So it seemed to be, meaning Maas, tell me what it actually was, okay? It's not, you tell me what it seems to be.
But what is it?
You could have said in the fashion of, but it seems to be means it's not quite. It just seems to be, so you can tell it's not. Anyways.
She's fucking on the brink, bruv.
I am on the brink. I don't even have sugar to hype me up this time. It's a good thing. I was unstoppable. Some sort of longer bone. Some sort of longer bone than a skull? Alright. The number of bones in your body that are longer than a skull that might potentially hold up a skull. Femur, humerus,
Tibia,
fibia, radius ulna,
ribs.
Well, would you consider those to hold up a skull?
Yeah.
I guess if you got it really well attached, it's just whoop. So you've got some ribs.
But you hold the rib and it comes up, skull on top. So it's a question mark.
It's a question mark. Question. It's very deep meaning. Anyways, I'm just saying, like, some sort of longer bone. You couldn't say
And hey, it could be a rat skull.
You're right. It could be a rat skull, like a skull mounted on some sort of longer bone. You're right. It doesn't have to be a human skull. They just throw skulls around when skulls are vast and varied and beautiful.
Yeah.
Let us boil them down to simply a skull. Tacky, cheap carnival tricks, Selena told herself again and again, her breath clouding in the air inside the wagon. None of it was real, but Yellowlegs, M-Dash, and the knowledge she offered M-Dash truly was. Selena, why are you so caught up on the fact that this has to be real knowledge, but everything else has to be fake? It doesn't make sense.
Come along, girl. Come sit with me where we might talk.
Selena carefully stepped over a fallen mirror, keeping an eye on the bobbing skull lantern.
I thought it was a torch.
That's certainly what it seemed more of. It's a candle. Its holder seemed to be in the shape of a skull, so I guess it could be a candle inside the skull.
Oh.
And that's mounted, and the skull's then mounted, but I would not describe that as a lantern. It's a candle. I don't know. Specifically because a skull mostly not letting the light out. It's like coming out through the mouth, if it's in the mouth, or through an eye socket, wherever the heck it is, or if it's on top, it's just a candle.
I don't know what it is because Maas won't tell us.
Yeah. Selena, the bobbing skull lantern, M-Dash, and on the door, any possible exits. You can't have your eyes on that and on the door because you are heading, like, deeper into the wagon. You just came from the door. You gotta be going forward, okay, back, forward, and no back, and now forward, and no back. I gave myself whiplash right there. And on the door, any possible exits, parenthesis. None as far as she could see, but perhaps there was a trapdoor in the floor, end parenthesis. And how the woman moved. Surprisingly fast, she realized, and hurried to catch up to Yellowlegs. As she strode through the forest of mirrors, her reflection shifted everywhere. In one, she appeared short and fat. In another, tall and impossibly thin. In another, she stood upside down. And in yet another, she walked sideways. It was enough to give her a headache.
Done gawking,
Yellowlegs said. Selena ignored her, but sheathed her dagger.
Is like, you're gawking. This is my home, and you're gawking.
As she followed the woman into a small sitting area before a dim, grated oven. No reason to have her weapon out, M-Dash not when she still needed Yellowlegs to cooperate. The sitting area lay... You don't seem to be above using weapons to get other people to cooperate. The sitting area lay in a rough circle cleared of junk and stacks of mirrors, with little more than a rug and a few chairs to make it hospitable. Should have been cushions. Actually, Yellowlegs, her knees clearly aren't what they were, so she can't get up and down from a cushion.
Tall cushion.
Yellowlegs hobbled over to the raised hearthstone, yanking a few logs from a tiny stack perched on the rim. Selena remained on the edge of the worn red rug, watching as Yellowlegs threw open the iron grate of the oven, tossed in the wood, and slammed the grate shut again. Within seconds, light flared, made brighter still by the surrounding mirrors.
The stones of this oven,
Yellowlegs said, patting the curved wall of dark brick like an old pet,
came from the ruins of the Crochan capital city. The wood of this wagon was hewn from the walls of their sacred schools. That's why my wagon is ellipsis. Unusual inside.
Selena said nothing. It would have been easy to dismiss it as a bit of carnival dramatics, except she was seeing it for herself. You ain't seen enough carnival tricks, my dear. That's the whole point, is so that you can see them for yourself and go, whoa, I am bedazzled. I am befuddled. So, Yellowlegs said, remaining standing as well despite the aged wooden furniture scattered around them.
Questions.
Even though the air in the wagon was chill, the burning oven somehow made it instantly warm. It's like, hold up now, Selena. It's like,
an oven.
That's what ovens do. M-Dash, warm enough for Selena's layers of clothing to be uncomfortable. She began to undress. She did not.
Oh.
She'd been told a story once, on a hot summer night in the Red Desert, a story about what one of the long-lost Iron Teeth witches had done to a young girl, what had been left of her. Gleaming white bones, nothing more. Selena glanced at the oven again and angled herself closer to the door. Across the small sitting area, more mirrors waited in the gloom.
I think this is showing how, like, Selena's really uncomfortable with this environment.
Yeah, it is, but I'm just annoyed with her.
Yeah.
She's uncomfortable with the environment, but I don't feel like I don't like how it's written. As with everything, I don't like how it's written. But yeah, she's clearly uncomfortable. That's all I can say. One of the worst things is just the book is not written to our taste, so that's one of the reasons we're so critical of it, because it's like, this is not how we like our writing. It's not, all of it's necessarily not bad. Just to us. Let's see. Her angled herself towards the door. Across the small sitting area, more mirrors waited in the gloom, as if even the light of the fire couldn't reach them. Yes. As if. Yellowlegs leaned closer to the grate, rubbing her gnarled fingers in front of it. The firelight danced along her iron nails.
Ask away, girl. I grow hungry.
I made up the I grow hungry. What had Dorian wanted to know so badly?
I wouldn't have been able to tell.
Had he come inside this strange, smothering place? At least he'd survived. If only because Yellowlegs wanted to use whatever information she'd gleaned from him. Foolish, foolish man.
Oh,
she came inside. I don't think he went inside.
She's so much smarter than him. Oh, he's such a foolish man for talking to her. I, however, am Selena Sardarfian, and I can't be a fool ever.
Yeah.
Selena Ruby is like, everyone's stupid except me.
Yeah. Was she any different, though?
Oh.
It does say that. So, you know what, Maas? One clap.
You might have to
Nice.
retract that clap. What did you say about it?
This might be her only chance to learn what she needed to know, because she can't possibly do her own research. She never went to school. Despite the risks... Straight up, she can't actually read. Despite the risk, despite how messy and complicated the aftermath might be. I found a riddle, and my friends have been debating its answer for weeks. We even have a bet going about it, she said as vaguely as she could, like a liar. Answer it if you're so clever and all-knowing. I'll toss in an extra gold coin if you get it right.
Impudent child, wasting my time with this nonsense.
Yellowlegs watched the mirrors now, as if she could see something Selena couldn't. Hey, Selena, literally in the last book, literally like 350 pages ago, you encountered the unseen world, okay? Maybe take this a little more seriously. Like, actually, maybe the mirrors do allow her to see something that you can't see. Selena, maybe that's not something you should just write off. As if she could see something Selena couldn't. Or as if she's already bored. Some of the tightness in her chest loosened. Selena pulled the riddle from her pocket and read it aloud. Selena's out here like, here's this riddle to something potentially really powerful. I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the witch from, the terrible witch people. I'm gonna tell her it.
No, but because I said it was just a game riddle, she won't be able to put together that this is actually something significant.
Oh, right, my bad. That's right, she totally believes this is just a game riddle.
And Selena knows Yellowlegs believes because Yellowlegs said, "How dare you waste my time?" Clearly that means Yellowlegs has fallen hook, line, and sinker.
When she was done, Yellowlegs slowly turned her head to Selena, her voice low and rough.
Where did you find this?
Selena shrugged. Give me the answer, and I might tell you. What sort of objects does this riddle describe?
Word keys.
Yellowlegs breathed, eyes glowing.
It describes the 3 word keys to open the word gate.
The wheel mark. Oh, it's the word keys for the wheel gate. You can't just put wheel in front of something and make it sound mystical. Whoa.
Also, of course, look, she got an answer. She didn't have to do it for herself.
She was right. Oh.
Cold slithered down Selena's spine, but she said with more bravado than she felt, "Tell me what they are. The word keys, the word gate. For all I know, you might be lying about the answer. I'd rather not be made a fool of."
This information is not for the idle games of mortals.
Yellowlegs snapped. Gold gleamed in Selena's palm. "Name your price." The woman studied her from head to toe, sniffing once.
"Nameless is my price."
That was good. Name your price. Nameless is my price. And I'm being serious. I did like that.
You know, even a broken clock is right twice a day.
So true.
"Nameless is my price,"
Yellowlegs said. Oh, and it's ruined by the next sentence.
"But gold will do for now."
Man.
Selena set 5 extra coins down on the hearthstone, the heat from the flames singeing her face. Such a small fire, but she was already slick with sweat. Oh my gosh, how many more pages? 4.
"Once you know this, there is no unknowing it,"
the witch warned, and from the gleam in Yellowlegs' eyes, Selena knew that the old woman hadn't bought her lie about the bet for 1 heartbeat. You just realized that? Nice. Selena took a step closer. "Tell me." Yellowlegs looked toward another mirror.
"The word governs the forms of the foundation of this world, not just Aurelia, but all life. There are worlds that exist beyond your knowledge, worlds that lie on top of each other and don't know it. Right now, you could be standing on the bottom of someone else's ocean. The word keeps these realms apart."
The Yellowlegs began to hobble around the sitting area, lost in her own words.
"There are gates, black areas in the world that allow for life to pass between the worlds. There are word gates that lead to Aurelia. All sorts of beings have come through them over the eons. Benign things, but all the dead and foul things that creep in. But also the dead and foul things that creep in when the gods are not looking. Are looking elsewhere."
Yellowlegs disappeared behind a mirror, her uneven steps echoing along.
"But long ago, before the humans overran this miserable world, a different sort of evil broke through the gates. The Valg. Demons from another realm bent on the conquest of Aurelia, and with the force of an endless army behind them. In Winterland, they fought against the Fae. Try as the immortal children might, they could not defeat them. Then the Fae learned that the Valg had done something unforgivable. They had taken a piece of a word gate with their dark magic and split it into 3 slivers. M-3 keys. 1 key for each of their kings. Using all 3 at once, the Valg kings were able to open the word gate at will, to manipulate its power to strengthen their forces, to allow an endless line of soldiers to pour into the world. The Fae knew that they must stop it."
Selena stared at the fire, at the mirrors, at the darkness of the wagon around him. The heat was smothering now. Yellowlegs is going on this monologue to distract and trap you. This is not going to be like, oh, I'm just going to walk out afterwards. You should be preparing yourself, Selena.
It's like Mr. Thomas playing the flute for Lucy in...
I don't remember this at all.
Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
What does he do?
Yeah. So, it's like the second time they've seen each other, he invites her over to his house, flutes and stuff, and he plays this song on, like, a reed flute, and Lucy's totally, at least in the movie, I think it happens in the book as well, but I don't even remember from the movie, and Lucy's, like, listening, and she's just watching the file, and you can see, like, all these little file fawns dancing around.
Okay, I vaguely remember that.
And he's, like, enchanting her to keep her there so that the Queen's, the secret police can come get... Well, they called it secret police? I don't remember.
I don't know.
But the Queen's wolves could come get her.
Oh.
And then he, at the last, like, cutting it really close. He's like, I can't do it. Let's go. Let's get back to...
No.
Yeah.
And so a small band of fae set out to steal them from the Valg kings.
Yellowlegs said, her voice coming nearer again.
I bet Aelin or whatever that fae that Selena is like the reincarnation of or whatever, she's going to be one of the ones who stole one of these keys.
Elena? You forgot Elena?
Not Elena.
Oh, she's not a reincarnation of Elena?
No.
She's a reincarnation of someone else?
Of like Aelin.
Oh.
Something like that. It's from what our cousin told me way back months in December. So
She's a reincarnation?
I could be wrong. Anyways, read the book. The point is, I think
the book, bitch.
whatever fae connection Selena has, I'm pretty sure it's something like reincarnation.
Oh.
I think that fae warrior woman is going to be connected to this.
Ah.
That's my guess.
It was an impossible task. Most of those fools didn't return. But the word keys were indeed retrieved, and the Fae
So
Queen...
it wasn't an impossible task. It was just a task of high casualty, yeah?
Yeah.
And the Fae Queen Maeve banished the Valg to their realm.
Mave?
Yes. She was mentioned one other time.
Yeah, she was.
I should say at least one other time.
Yet for all her wisdom, Maeve couldn't discover how to put the keys back in the gate. No forge, no steel, no weight could destroy them. So Maeve, believing that no one should have their power, sent them across the sea with Brannon Galphanius, first king of Terrasen, to hide on this continent.
Yes.
Should have sent them to different continents.
Hide them all in the same place.
And thus the word gate remained protected, its power unused.
Silence fell. Even Baba Yellowleg's hobbling steps had slowed.
So the riddle is
a ellipsis. A map to where the keys are hidden? Selena asked, trembling now as she realized just what kind of power Nehemia and the others had been after. Worse, what the king might be after.
Yes.
Selena licked her lips. What might one do with the weird keys? Open the weird gate. She already told you that, fool.
The person who holds all 3 word keys would have control over the broken word gates, and all Evrelia. They would be able to open and close the gate at will.
Yeah, Baba Yaga already said this.
Yeah. Baba Yaga, you ain't got no time to repeat yourself. However, Baba Yellowlegs do. Off-brand, watered-down Baba Yellowlegs.
They could conquer new worlds or let in all sorts of life to bend to their cause. But even one key could make someone immensely dangerous. Not enough power to open the gate, but enough to be a threat.
Enough, mayhaps, to pull a Ritterrack through? No, that was done with a word mark summoning circle, you fool.
Oh, did you say that? Or was that like a
No,
thought?
that was me. That was me saying the Ritterrack.
But even one key can make someone dangerous. Not enough power to open a gate, but enough to be a threat. You see, the keys themselves are pure power, power to shape as the wielder wills it. Tempting, isn't it? The words echo around her, blending with Elena's command to find and destroy the source of evil. Evil that had arisen 10 years ago when a whole continent had suddenly found itself at the mercy of one man, a man who had somehow become unstoppable. A source of power that existed outside of magic. It can't be. Yellowlegs only let out a confirming chuckle. Selena kept shaking her head, her heart beating so violently she could hardly breathe. The king has some of the weird keys? That's how he was able to conquer the continent so easily? But if he'd already done that, then what further plans did he have? Girl. Maybe he wants the other weird keys. Maybe, actually, he doesn't have the weird keys at all, and he just is quite good, and you don't want to see him with a weird key. Perhaps, Yellowlegs said, if I were to wager my hard-earned gold, I'd say he has at least one.
Selena scanned the mirrors, but saw only versions of herself looking back. She heard nothing but the crackling of the fire in the oven and her own uneven breathing. Yellowlegs had stopped moving. Is there anything else? Selena demanded. No response from the old woman. So you're going to take my money and run? Selena eased toward the winding path through the mirrors and the door that now seemed impossibly far away. What if I still have questions? Her own movements in the mirrors sent her nerves jumping, but she kept alert and focused, reminded herself that she had to. She drew both her daggers.
You think still can hurt me,
came a voice that slithered across each mirror until its origin was everywhere and nowhere. Here I was, thinking we were having a grand time, Selena said, taking another step.
Who can have a grand time when your guest is planning to kill you?
Selena smiled.
Isn't that why you're moving to the door?
Yellowlegs went on.
Not to escape, but to make sure I don't get past your clever, wicked daggers.
Tell me who else you've told the prince's question to, and I'll let you go. Earlier, she'd been about to walk away, about to leave, when Yellowlegs' mention of Dorian had stopped her. Now she had no choice about what she had to do. What she would do to protect Dorian. It was what she'd realized last night. She did have someone left. One friend.
Okay.
Again, as I pointed out yesterday, the flipping back and forth between the guys, even if it's not overtly romantic.
Will you pass me my water bottle, please, son?
Never. I will drain it dry.
No.
As the red desert.
I'm so thirsty.
How creative.
I'm dry as a bone.
She had one friend. She had someone left. One friend. And there was nothing she wouldn't do to keep him safe.
And if I say that I've told no one?
I wouldn't believe you. Selena spied the door at last. No sign of the witch. She paused, roughly in the center of the wagon. It would be easier to catch the woman here. Easier to make it quick and clean.
Pity,
Yellowlegs said, and Selena angled herself toward the disembodied voice. There had to be some hidden exit. But where? If Yellowlegs got out, if she told anyone that Dorian had asked... Parenthesis. Whatever it might be, end parenthesis. Yeah, he came asking for a chicken soup recipe. If she told anyone what Selena had asked, ellipsis. All around Selena, her reflection shifted and glimmered. Quick, clean, then she'd be done.
What happens?
Yellowleg hissed.
When the hunter becomes the hunted.
From the corner of her eye, Selena glimpsed the hunched form change, sagging between the gnarled hands. She whirled toward the crone, dagger already flying. To disable, to get her down, so she could The mirror shattered where Yellowlegs had been standing. Behind her, there was a heavy clink and a satisfied caw of laughter. For all her training, Selena wasn't fast enough to duck before the heavy chain whipped across the side of her head, and she slammed face first into the floor. Into the chapter. Hey, literally, you were asking this morning how Selena would do when she's up against another woman. Boom. Face slammed by a chain.
Confirmed, Sarah J. Maas hates men, wants women to destroy men. Confirmed?
I don't think that's what this is saying, Tia.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what this book is saying.
But it was. I was thinking about how, Selena can just cut through all these men easily. Is there going to be, like, a Selena stand-in that Selena's going to have to fight? And if so...
A woman stand-in?
A woman. No, I meant someone like Selena.
Oh, okay.
And, if so, what's that going to be like? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, she's fought Baba Yellowlegs, and she just got her head smashed. Unfortunately, it will not kill her. I wish the book could end here.
Here's my takeaway. I pointed out things I didn't like as I read. Here's my takeaway. It has taken approximately, how long was the first book? We'll say 300 pages. It has taken approximately 500 pages for me to reach a chapter who at the ending I went, that was actually a better chapter.
Yeah.
We finally get to see Selena not be spectacular at something and like get away by the end of the chapter.
Yeah.
Now we'll see how that progresses. The fact that it took 3/4 of the way through Maas's second book to get something like that. But so far, chapter 40, despite my complaints of Baba Yellowlegs and my particular dislike for Baba Yellowlegs, that was a better chapter.
Yeah. Yeah, we already mentioned how we just don't like the writing style, but I did like how, which is true, but I did like how it was showing how much that Selena was just uncomfortable being in the witch's hut, the caravan, and how, we complained about being like, Selena, why are you writing this off as a circus trick? Well, I'm sure it's more like, it's not, willpower. It's just a circus trick to help her, like, not freak out.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
We still didn't like it, but that's us, So, yeah, better chapter. Like that, for once, someone can get the better of Selena. Because they never
at the end of the chapter, because it has happened that things have happened in the middle of the chapter, but she's fine by the end.
Oh, yeah.
She's back to safety. She collapses.
Now, let's see how the next chapter begins.
Are you really trying to ruin this?
Ko and Dorian stood on the balcony, kissing. Two boys standing next to each other, and they're kissing.
All right, I think that's our ending. A better ending. I was being pretty annoyed at the beginning, but you know what? Better ending. Great place to end for the day. Let's not read another chapter and ruin it.